Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia, and I have a really exciting story about Doctor Doom. Well, if you guys are MCU fans, you know there has been speculation for a really long time when Marvel's premier villain will finally enter the universe. After Marvel reacquired many of those characters from Fox, there really isn't a villain fans are more interested in seeing than the legendary Doctor Doom. Considered by many to be not only Marvel's greatest villain, but maybe the greatest villain in comics, he really has never gotten the live-action manifestation that many fans expect. We've been hearing rumors for months that Doctor Doom will be part of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, but that has never been officially confirmed by Marvel Studios. But wow, do we have an interesting revelation today. Now, you remember a couple of months ago, we got some very interesting previs concept art for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This detailed a lot of the Illuminati details and ultimately proved to be completely legitimate. Well, now that has happened to Doctor Doom. Now, I'm going to leave you a link down below to Reddit, and that's where you can see this picture. I actually saw this picture several weeks ago, and Marvel Studios and Disney have come down like a ton of bricks on several people over posting it. So I don't want to risk the status of the channel, but I really want you guys to see it. This does seem to indicate that Doctor Doom will indeed be part of Black Panther Forever. Now, there's been a series of other leaks associated with Black Panther that also seem to confirm this. There is a plot leak, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but that seems to confirm it also. Additionally, several well-known scoopers have confirmed that this is indeed official Marvel concept art, so the possibilities of Doctor Doom appearing in that movie seem solidified. Now, how Victor Von Doom will factor into the Black Panther sequel, we honestly don't know. But I would not be surprised if this is actually part of a post-credit scene for that movie. The concept art itself is pretty basic, but we do get a good look at Doom, and it does appear Marvel is embracing the classic armored and green look of the character from the comics. Doom was the lead villain in 2005's Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer, and he returned in the latest Fantastic Four movie, but none of those really connected with fans, and quite honestly, the last one was a huge disappointment. Now, there is something interesting though I take from this concept art, and this is just me, I'm not hearing it from anybody else, and I wanted to preface this correctly. In this picture, Doom appears to be talking to someone else. They have their back turned, and they're wearing a large black trench coat, and they have black hair. As I look at this picture, I absolutely think that Doom is talking to a character we've already met in the MCU, and that would be Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Now, as you know, Valentina is recruiting a team. She's already recruited the US agent, she appears to have recruited the Florence Pugh Black Widow, and will likely continue to show up in several places grabbing other anti-heroes and villains for this team that she's putting together. Sit back and think about this for a second. What if these are not the Thunderbolts? What if these are Doctor Doom's Thunderbolts? You know, this concept isn't new in Marvel Comics. Norman Osborn led the Dark Avengers, so it's not unusual for Marvel Studios to have a major villain heading up or leading a team of would-be heroes, anti-heroes, or just flat-out villains. Given the world that the MCU has developed into, I could totally see a very smart Doctor Doom character using De Fontaine to recruit his own team, put them together, lie to them, and send them on missions that serve Doom's purpose. He is the King of Latveria, and how that manifests in the Marvel Universe, we're gonna have to wait and see. We've also had the mysterious benefactor in the MCU that's never been named, and I could totally see Doom being part of this. He very well could have been sitting behind the scenes for the first several phases of the MCU, playing his cards, but not exposing himself. That's exactly how Doom operates, and I think that might be the type of character Kevin Feige is going to bring us in the upcoming feature. Now, many people think we actually visited Latveria in Moon Knight. In that first episode, Stephen Grant wakes up in a foreign country set in the Alps, and it totally looks like Latveria from the comics. We have heard some rumors Latveria could be relocated in the MCU, specifically to the Mediterranean, but that hasn't been confirmed, so I don't want to jump the gun there. Now, obviously, including Doctor Doom in the MCU is going to be a big deal, especially with that Fantastic Four movie coming up in just a little bit of time. But having Doom lead a group of villains like the Thunderbolts would be even more interesting and something that's very, well, quite honestly, Doom-like. We'll have to wait and see if this theory turns out to be true, but I can totally see it happening, and I'm going to stand by that I think in this piece of concept art, the person he's talking to does indeed look like Valentina. But until we know more, we'll have to wait and see. We're obviously going to cover Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four, and Black Panther pretty closely, so if you want any news, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to try to catch every story. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Doctor Doom finally joining the MCU in Wakanda Forever? And how do you like the idea of Doctor Doom being the secret benefactor of the Thunderbolts? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.